Let's talk about Chaos, Happy Chaos. And he's a pretty interesting one because he's like the hard top tier. So you have like Nago here, you got like Leo, you got like Ram. These are like the easy top tiers. And then you have him, who is the hard top tier. In his case in particular, people are complaining about him quite a bit. People are trying to share more counterplay for him. So I wanted to talk about him specifically a little bit. I would say he is similar to Nago in that it was kind of a secret. And when I say secret, because I know people be like, oh, I knew from the beginning. One, you probably didn't know from the beginning. Similar to Nago, he got unlocked, let's say, a couple of months after he came out because of a technique that they found. Most fighting games have the one like secret. So what ends up happening is that the game comes out and like some character, everyone's like, oh my god, this character is fucking just running this. And then there's one or two characters that emerge because of things that are developed. So and he's kind of with Zato also, because I kind of think of Zato like this also. I think of Jacko like this also, but I think he is clearly the best one out of them all. A character got developed and now they're a problem. We will get the super obvious one out the way. It is that he can combo off everything. Yes, he can combo off everything. I don't think most people were expecting it to be that, but he gets full combos off everything. So he gets full combos off mashing, right? He has really high return off things like this. Basically, all buttons lead into combos. This is also one of the major reasons why Nago is really good. You have two outcomes when he combos you. It's either he will end up full screen, where we'll talk about later, and he's in one of his win conditions, or he breaks a wall, which is another win condition. So I think this over all the other stuff is what really pushes him over the edge, because one consistent thing in Guilty Gear of all the versions I have played and is that conversion ability is king in GG, because not everybody converts equally. So the fact that he can do this, especially in a game that specifically tries to get you to not get full combos off mashing, even changing the whole way Gatlings work to avoid this, he still gets this, is incredibly strong in my opinion. The second thing, which actually about meter, so these are together. So he's really powerful with meter, and he has pretty consistent access to it, because again, when he hits you, he's gonna get a full combo no matter what. So he's gonna get this stuff always, and then he's gonna get positive. He's gonna get positive from this, which means concentration is a meme. And he's gonna get this, and you guys have all seen it before. You guys have all seen it. Boom. And in the case of when he chooses to do full combos as opposed to going back to full screen, let's just do an easier one. He even has routes that build like almost 50 meter, basically, which is a huge deal for this game. Positive is something in particular that I think is incredibly strong and definitely separates the characters, because I should say that most characters don't get to take full advantage of positive in a really simple, direct way, where he has that. So he can build a lot of meter, and he always has access to his super strong situation and can keep it for a long time, because he's going to get it multiple times once he breaks the wall once, which is incredibly strong. Okay, Kizzy blew me up for this, but we got the zoning, right? So he is, I think his intention was they wanted him to be a hit and run style zoner, because he has like this move, but you can run through it, and he has this, so like, oh, you can run around this and use it to protect yourself. The big problem, and this is one of my huge pet peeves in fighting. This is one of like my top 3 most hated things in fighting games. When characters that are supposed to be one-way projectile characters have this. Look, my recording is over. This is not zoning. I fucking hate auto zoning. I think this is one of the things that takes the least skill. It takes no skill. I fucking hate when they give characters this shit. I don't know if there's any people from BB days in the chat. Like I see Skater, for example, right? I caught so much flack in BlazBlue for this, because there's a character in BlazBlue who has, it's close. It's not the same, but it's close. And her name's Mew12, and I was like, this character is for fucking scrubs. I don't care if she's your wifey, bro. The game puts like little checks in front of you to like make it so that you can't abuse it, but after a lot of development from the players, they have made it into an incredibly strong, as Lord Kizzy calls it, he calls it auto battle. The main thing about zoning is that you're supposed to make a choice between controlling the space with the projectile or moving out of the way or aiming for something else. Let's take a character that kind of does this. So Testament is kind of developing into being like a hybrid like zoner and a plus mid-range type character, right? One of the strongest things about Testament is the projectile, the 2-6S. It's very, very, very strong, and they have a really good 6P as well. Testament has S and H, so you have like this, but then you also have this. So this you have to aim, aka someone can just fucking run at you, and you just chose to do this for whatever reason, and you're cooked. So there is a skill to controlling the space, like picking when you want to use the projectile, where you want to send it, where you want to position yourself, should you move hither or thither, whatever, right? This... No. No. The gun is aimed for you. I think that's probably, like, easily one of the things I hate the most in all fighting games is when characters have that. Last is the pressure. It's not just that the character is good at comboing and that the character is good at zoning, but also the pressure is good. This character has ways of keeping offense, looping guard crush, which, as you guys know, it is my favorite mechanic in this whole game, and I think it's really interesting and cool. Happy Chaos has access to that from pressure. But the main thing is that there's no throw protection on guard crush. So you have heavy frame advantage. There's not really that much you could do as a defender. It's basically just a straight 50-50 that you have to take, as opposed to a normal throw where there's 5 frames of throw invincibility. So the attacking player has to structure their pressure in a little bit to deal with that, and you, the defender, have things very directly that you can use to address throw. In this case, you're kind of just boned, and then if you get hit, he's going to explode you, of course. So it's a combination of these things that I think makes the character stand out. But one thing that I think is really unique about when a character is developed and people are like, oh snap, this character is super top tier and really cheap, is that when you have like the Ram case. So Ram, this character has been around since the beta. In the beta, the people are like, this character is really top tier. So when there's a character like this, of course they get worked on a lot. A lot of people play the character. That actually makes the character even better because there are people working about the character, talking about the character, sharing tag, blah, blah, blah. In the case of when this appears, it's usually just a small group of people who are dedicated to the character for whatever reason. And then one day in 2 or 3 months, people were like, oh, guess what? Guess what? We got a new top tier, buddy. Despite not liking a bunch of stuff about this character, I do like he appeared like this because it's just another reminder to people that this is a fighting game. So like, just don't let people say your game is the baby game or scrubby or everyone's gonna figure it out really quick. It's never true. Like, this had to be found, for example, and this is something that's happened in other games in the past, and it's gonna keep on happening. I guess I have to mention too, like, I don't feel like any type of way, I don't think he like ruins the game or anything like that. And like, we're having a season 2 coming, so we don't know if he's gonna get buffed or nerfed or stay the same. I really hate auto zoning, but I also appreciate that like a character got developed into a really good character. Before anyone asks, what do I want to see nerfed from him? Because I know that would be the level 0 question. I think the Galaxy Brain nerf is not being able to negative edge the bullets, because I think if he can't negative edge the bullets, then they could literally leave him alone. Let him keep all the same tools if he can't negative edge bullets. He has a gun, so if you think about it from an actual gun, that means the trigger is held, and he lets go of the trigger, and he shoots bullets. That makes no sense, bro. How do you guys feel about Happy Chaos?